Running out of things. Oh, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Okay. Ugh, panic.
Keeper of the flame, please bring forward the Christ candle. Namaste.
Good morning, beloved of God. Right where you are at this moment, the light of Spirit shines through you. Infinitely loved by God, you are the light of the world. I'm Bernie, and I welcome you to Unity Spiritual Center this morning. And just as a reminder, please silence your cell phones. Please stand as you are able and join in our congregational singing.
God in you, God in me is the love that sets us free. God in you, God in me is the light we all can be. It's the essence of us all, the whole of humankind. It's the source of all my good, the universal mind. And God in you, God in me is the truth of who we are. God in you, God in me is more powerful by far than anything we can think or dream. It's the best that we can be, and so it is. God in you, God in me. God in you, God in me is the love that sets us free. God in you, God in me is the light we all can be. It's the essence of us all, the whole of humankind. It's the source of all my good, the universal mind. And God in you, God in me is the truth of who we are. God in you, God in me is more powerful by far than anything we can think or dream. It's the best that we can be, and so it is. God in you, God in me, and so it is. God in you, God in me.
Let us say together our statement of truth, which is on the screen. There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, God the good, omnipotent. We are a beacon of love and light for those who need this spiritual program right now. Let us say together our vision, mission, and core value for today. Our vision: to awaken an awareness of spirit in our lives through modern application of ancient wisdom. Our mission: raise consciousness, transform lives, heal the planet, one person at a time, beginning with me. Our core value for today is inclusivity. We embrace each person as a unique experience of spirit. Our daily words for today: my thoughts and words reflect my divine inheritance. When I listen to my inner conversation and recurring thoughts, I may hear fear-based, limiting talk, or I may hear positive words encouraging me to live joyfully and confidentially. The choice is mine, though my divine gifts of power I take command of my thoughts and my life. I release thoughts of powerlessness, and as I do, my negative self-talk diminishes. I affirm my divine inheritance of faith, wisdom, understanding, and strength in my thoughts, words, and actions. The power to live a full life is mine. I embrace insights I've gained through experience. I own my mistakes without shame or embarrassment. I am eager to learn. I am willing to try new things and stretch myself. In power, I thrive. Today's reading is from Proverbs chapter 18, verse 21. Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and those who love it will eat its fruit. Let's see. At this time, we'll have our, affirmation. My thoughts and words reflect my divine inheritance.
This is the time in our service when we have an opportunity to come together to greet one another, whether to shake hands, give a hug, or just a blessing. So let's do that at this time. Let's start with you out there, Carla, and everybody in the universe with us. We welcome you here with us.
Yeah, I think so. I like this one. Oh, good to see you. Not traveling. No.
Because otherwise you're going to get tired standing up waiting for me to find the piece of music that, here we are, okay.
How could anyone ever tell you you were anything less than beautiful? How could anyone ever tell you you were less than whole? How could anyone
Good morning. I'm Reverend Don, and it's a pleasure to welcome each of you to the Unity Spiritual Center of Waco this morning. Together we affirm and celebrate our unity, our oneness with each other, our oneness in God, and our oneness with all that is. Your presence is essential for each of us, is a unique aspect of the energy that is Unity Spiritual Center of Waco. And we know that right here, right now, none of us are here by coincidence or accident. Unity is a New Thought denomination, yet New Thought is nothing new to the world. It is, in fact, or reality, a synthesis of the greatest concepts in minds and spirits across the ages. The laws of Moses, the love of Christ, the ethics of Buddha, the morals of Confucius, the 5 pillars of Islam, and the spiritual realization of the Hindus all find an exalted place in the energy that is unity. In unity, we believe that all people are created with sacred worth, regardless of culture, ethnicity, sexual orientation, or creed. And we know that neither God nor unity leaves anyone out. So as we begin our service today, let's begin with prayer. Infinite presence, dear loving Spirit, we come together today to open our hearts, open our minds to your presence. We open ourselves to allow the love that is God to flow into us. Not to hold that love, but to allow it to flow through us. To radiate your energy, your light to those around us, to our loved ones, to our friends, our family, to the people we come in contact with. By expressing your love, we make this a better planet, a better world. By allowing your love to flow into us, as we look out, we can see through eyes the beauty that is our world. We can see the love that in truth is in each person. And we feed that with our love. That's how we make this world a better place. By feeding on truth, on spirit. By radiating your presence to those around us, to our earth, and every living creature within that space. We are an expression of God. And for this, we are grateful. When the disciples asked Jesus, how should we pray? He gave them the Lord's Prayer, as we say together now, as translated from the Aramaic, the language that Jesus spoke. Infinite presence, which is everywhere. Your name is sacred. Your kingdom is come. Your will is throughout the earth, even as it is throughout the universe. You give us our needful bread from day to day, and you forgive our offenses, even as we forgive our offenders. And you let us not enter into materialism, but you separate us from error. Because yours are the kingdom, the power, and the song, and the praise from all ages, throughout all ages, sealed in faith, trust, and truth. Each of us is the light and love of God. Spiritual beings having a human experience. You are God's beloved, and we embrace you today. And this is the time in our service normally when we would bless the children. But other than me, there's none here today. So we'll bless all the children of the world. So if you would, let's just rub together our hands, get some good energy going, hold them up and say, children of the world, yes. We love you, we bless you, and we appreciate you just the way you are. See, I told you I was the only child here.
Appreciate you just the way you are. Leading into the special music. So I'm sure you saw the title for today is Man's Best Friend. And so I thought, okay, dogs, duh, you know. And so I scoured the internet for songs about dogs, and there are plenty. But by and large, they're basically like, my dog old Blue was great, but then he got old and died, and now I miss him. Or, you know, my dog Clementine fought a bear for me, and she died, and now I miss her. And I thought, okay, every dog, okay, yes, we don't get dogs for very long. But does every dog song have to be that depressing? And so I had to step back and scroll a little bit and go, okay, so what do dogs mean to us? What are they? They are a gift, let's face it. It's amazing. Not only do they give us company when we are lonely or sad, but they save lives. We have St. Bernards who just go around all day digging people out of avalanches and giving them whiskey from the thing on their collar. You know, we've got dogs that sniff out bombs or sniff out cancer. We've got dogs that know when your blood sugar's gonna drop or when you're gonna have a seizure or when you're gonna have a panic attack. And we have pugs who just like to be next to you. They just want to touch you. I love you. And nobody cannot like a dog. If you don't, well, I don't know who hurt you. But in that, a dog's love for us is very, very much like God's love and the love that we carry within us. It is unconditional. You cannot ruin it. And at the end of a day, the dog is always so happy to be with you. And so is God. And so I found a song that is written by the king of happy songs. He literally has a song called Happy. This isn't it. But it is, if you think about it, it's ostensibly not about dogs. But if you listen to it as from the point of view from a dog, and also from God, I think it works pretty good. And even if it doesn't, it's a really fun song, so let's do it. If you ever find yourself stuck in the middle of the sea, I'll sail the world to find you. If you ever find yourself lost in the dark and you can't see, I'll be the light to guide you. We find out what we're made of when we are called to help our friends in need. You can count on me like 1, 2, 3, and I'll be there. And I know when I need it, I can count on you. Like 4, 3, 2, you'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do, oh yeah. Ooh, yeah, yeah. If you're tossing and you're turning and you just can't fall asleep, I'll sing a song beside you. And if you ever forget how much you really mean to me, every day I will remind you. Oh, we find out what we're made of when we are called to help our friends in need. You can count on me like 1, 2, 3, I'll be there. And I know when I need it, I can count on you. Like 4, 3, 2, and you'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do, oh yeah. Ooh,
like 1, 2, 3, and I'll be there. And I know when I need it, I can count on you. Like 4, 3, 2, and you'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do, oh yeah. Ooh, you can count on me, 'cause I can count on you.
Thank you. That was a great song and really good for today's talk. As I got ready for today's talk, the beginning of a new year, I reflected over the past year and some of the things that we experienced in our church, events, changes. And I remember some of the good things. We finally got back into church after being gone a couple of years. It was just being able to come back together as a church, as a family, and to be with each other in our presence. That special bonding, sharing. And I looked at some of the other blessings we have. We got new chairs downstairs, which we're blessed to have the prosperity and things coming to us. And I remember some of the things we dealt with over the year. Just a water leak a while back, had to deal with that issue. Many things like that. But more than that, what I reflected on was loss. It began, we had some of the families dealt with the loss. Karen and her family lost her mother. They're having to deal with that loss. Then Doug, Penny, Lucinda lost his mother, her grandmother, a great loss that they're dealing with. But even more than that, first, those two lovely ladies, I didn't get to interact with them a lot. But any time I got to spend with them was special. And I noticed they were both very lovely ladies, caring, open, special. But then there's our congregation. Not too long ago, we lost Don Sabota, a longtime member of this congregation. Don was very unique. He didn't mind sharing what he thought. If he had an opinion, he would let you know. I like that. I really do. You know where you stand with somebody. There was times he might share something with me about what was going on or this or that would move you out of your comfort zone. That's who he was. He lived his truth. That's one of the things I liked about him, because he had his truth. He knew what he stood for, knew who he was, and he lived that principle. One of the other things I know about him, he had a love for his family, for his wife. I kind of think he spoiled her at times. It's what made him unique, made him special. Then a week ago, Sunday morning, Reverend Margot and I both got a message that Skip had made his transition. Skip was a special friend of mine. He's one I got to spend a lot of time with, got to know. And he was a very caring, compassionate individual who was always thinking of other people, always caring about what was going on in the world and how it affected people. Very special. Him and Dawn were each unique in a lot of ways totally different in their approach to life. But in what really mattered, they were very similar. Their life through what they believed, what they stood for. You might say they were a rock, a foundation that stood on principle, on love, and lived their truth. They'll be missed. Today's story. There was an old man that was walking down a country lane, a dusty country lane. It was kind of warm that day, might even say hot. And as he trudged along, he looked down and glanced beside him, and he saw his dog. And as he thought about that, he said, I must be dead, because that was my favorite companion, but he's been dead for a few years. I must be too. And then he remembered that he'd had an accident, and yes, he was dead. He remembered that now as he thought. But he found comfort as he wandered down this lane with that companionship, that little companion that was with him. As he wandered along, he looked over to the right, and there was a beautiful wall. It was made of marble, pure white marble, kind of glistened in the sunlight, like marble does when light hits it. He thought it, beautiful wall, and as he looked past it as they wandered, he saw some rolling hills, beautifully manicured lawns, the trees and shrubs all shaped, beautiful, everything just right. Saw a fountain there with some water, crystal clear. He was thirsty. Figured his dog was too. It was warm that afternoon. He said, if only we were on that side of the wall, we could go get a drink, rest under the shade, relax. It's so nice over there, but he wasn't over there. So they continued down the path, just comforted with the knowledge that his companion was with him. And as they went quite a ways, he looked up toward the top of a little hill they were approaching, and he saw a big gate, the big archway over it. Gold, said heaven. So he wandered up, and as he got there, he saw it had an iron gate. A man standing on the other side with white flowing robes. And he said, it's been a long day. We've traveled a long ways. I'm thirsty. Is there a possibility I can come in and get a drink? He said, well, of course. He waved his hand, and the gate started to open. He said, how about my companion? Can he come in and get a drink with me? He said, well, sir, I'm sorry, but pets aren't allowed in heaven. Stood there for a moment, thought about this, turned, started walking on down the lane. And the man behind him in the white robe said, sir, are you sure you want to do this? You can come in, look how beautiful it is. Get your drink. You might have to wander down that lane forever just to be with that dog. Didn't hesitate, just kept on walking. Walked quite a ways, actually. That marble fence was gone. The wall was gone. Now there was just a wooden fence beside him. One of those split rail fences we've seen in the past. You don't see much anymore. Many places it was gone. It was just kind of open. And as he glanced over there, he saw that it was no longer manicured or anything out there, but it still had the trees and the shrubs and the natural environment with some wildflowers and stuff growing. Still a very nice place, but very different. And they kept wandering for quite a ways. And pretty soon, up ahead toward a little rise, he saw another gate. And as he got closer, he saw that the gate looked like it hadn't been closed in a very long time, just sitting there. When he got up next to the gate, he looked over and he saw a man kind of ragged clothes, really. He's just sitting over under a tree reading a book. And he said, "Sir, is there a place we could get a drink of water? We've been wandering for a long time. We're both very thirsty." And the man said, "Well, of course." He said, "There's a fountain over there. I'll go over and get you a drink." And he said, "Well, is it okay if my companion comes in with me?" And he said, "Why, of course. There's a bowl over beside the faucet, too." So he wandered over and opened the faucet and got himself a drink, filled the bowl, and his dog had a drink. When they were both full, he wandered back over to the man. And he said, "What is this place?" The man said, "This is heaven." Well, that's kind of confusing. He said, "I was down the road there, and the man down there said that that was heaven and pets weren't allowed." He said, "Well, that was hell, actually." He said, "Many people go through that gate, and then they realize that they made a mistake, but then it's too late. The pets come on, we get the pets, but the people, sorry." And as I read this story, I was thinking, this is kind of like life, how we live our life. We are each unique. We each have our own path to live. It might be a dusty lane, it might be a freeway, but we each have that path to go down and learn. We make many decisions. There might be a fork in the road, a gate on the side. And as we wander along, we see that wall, and we see on the other side of the wall the beauty and stuff that we say, "Oh, if I was only on the other side, how great life would be." And that's okay. We all want to prosper in life, to be better. That's natural, that's good. But when we focus our attention, our spirit, our direction on striving to get, is when we get in trouble. When we make that our purpose. This is a spiritual journey we're on. We don't have to go through that gate. We have that companion with us, that dog, that's a special part of our life. I've had several dogs in my life, each one unique, each one loving, each one that shared with me to make me feel better about my life, about what was going on. I could feel the love, the companionship, and all that each of them had. And then I look at the dog and I see it through the dog's eyes. As he looks up at you, he's a special part of my life, but I am his life. Everything in his life focuses on that owner, on us. Let me give you an idea about that. If you go ahead and play that video. I'm going to sit down and watch it with you. A little louder. All right. Baby.
God forgives, dog wags his tail. God thought up and made the dog, dog reflects a part of God. I've seen love from both sides now. It's everywhere. Amen. Bow wow. I look up and I see God. I look down and see my dog. And in my human frailty, I can't match their love for me.
What a beautiful video. It reflects the truth of that companion as we walk down our path. Whether we have that dog beside us or whether we have the Spirit of God within us, it's always there. Pure love. We just have to open our hearts and let it in. So as we each go down that path, it's a unique path for every one of us. Something special. But as we open our eyes, we can see the love that's down that path. When we have choices to make, when we have challenges ahead of us, if we look within here, we'll find the answers of what we need. When we look at like Don or Skip, we see that when they went down their path, they had their feet on the ground and they made the choices that were within their heart. They lived their truth. That's what we each need to do. There's been many times in my life I've made choices that I wish I could make different. I'm sure there was things they might have changed in theirs. But as they grew and matured, they became more and more grounded in what they believed. And I think if we hold on to that love, whether it's that wagging tail or that light above, we can find it gets easier with each step on how we live our life. Each one of us is an aspect of God, the essence of God, the love that is. So let's live our truth. And let's be who we are. And together let's say, thank you, God, for who I am. And so it is. So let's take that now into time of meditation. So right where you are, just sit back, close your eyes, allow the chair to support you. Slowly breathing in, slowly breathing out. And as we do that, let's open our heart. Let's connect our heart and our mind to feel that truth. You are love. All that is God is right there within you. Breathe it in. Feel that energy, that light, that love. Allow that vibration just to move through every cell of your body. And smile. A smile can raise your energy, raise who you are. So just spend the next few moments realizing and feeling that truth. So now, as we come back to this time, to this place, let's open our eyes, smile, and say, bow wow. Thank you.
This is the time in our service when we have an opportunity to give back to the work of Spirit through our offerings and our tithes. We give in love and gratitude for our own prosperity in its many forms, which comes to us through God, our instant, constant, and abundant source. Will the ushers please come forward? I invite you to hold your offerings in your hand as we say our offertory blessing together. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all the good I am and have, all the good I give and receive, and I am grateful.
And please join me as we bless this offering. Shall we circle up? All right. Now I'm in trouble. I can't see the screen. Yeah, okay.
Before we get into that, I don't know if you all know, but there are services for Skip this coming Saturday, the 28th. There's a service at 10 o'clock at Lakeshore Baptist, and then we're having a service here, or no?
No, a get together.
Okay. That's it.
Okay. Our prosperity affirmation. We affirm the continued and prosperity of Unity Spiritual Center of Waco, and we are grateful. And our prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us.
I am the light of God.
The love of God enfolds us.
I am the love of God.
The power of God protects us.
I am the power of God.
And the presence of God watches over us.
I am the presence of God. Wherever I am, God is, and all is well. Begin with me.